How are you? Welcome back. Great to have you. Rush Limbaugh, the EIB Network, the Limbaugh Institute, meeting and surpassing all audience expectations every day. But I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I'm going to tell you, I'm surprised. There's something that I thought would have been happening in droves by now, and I predicted that it would be all over the media to the point that we couldn't avoid it, and it isn't happening. You go back to Hurricane Katrina, you look at the big deal the Democrats made out of the Republicans and Bush not caring. Now, that was a Category 3, revised later Category 5 for a period of time hurricane. Superdome roof destroyed, all kinds of stuff. We remember the pictures. We remember the anchors crying. We remember William Jefferson, Democrat, Louisiana, stealing a ship, a boat, trying to get to his freezer where he had $90,000 there. We had all of that. And we had the Democrats making hay as they set up for the 2008 campaign. A Bush not caring, insensitive, flying over the hurricane, the disaster area from Air Force One, looking down on it, not caring. I expected Democrats, FEMA, some bureaucracy, I expected them to be down there passing out money, passing out packages or something, even if they were empty, just for the optics of it. ATM cards representing food stamp exchanges. I thought they'd be all over this to try to draw the contrast to how much they care and how quick to respond they are compared to these evil, rascally Republicans who want you to drown and who want you to starve and who want the water to remain poisoned and the air to remain dirty and all that. And I have to tell you, unless I'm missing it, I'm surprised I haven't seen any Democrat of note from FEMA or any other disaster bureaucracy down there doing anything, braving the floods themselves just for the optics of it, even if they don't do anything. I'm really surprised that they're not trying to show the difference in how quick they respond, how much they care. Chuck Schumer down there. Nobody's down there that I see. They're leaving it all up to the liberal media anchors. And Shep Smith. Well, I repeat myself. Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I'm shocked, and I think they're blowing an opportunity. As big a deal as they made, and as they continue to make about Republicans not caring about poor people, wanting them to die, all that stuff. Where is Kanye West? Where's Sean Penn? You let this happen in Haiti, and they can't get there fast enough. Where are all the FEMA trailers? Where are all the Hollywood actors and actresses? Where are all these big-hearted, compassionate leftists who can't wait to get to Haiti or Jamaica or wherever some disaster happens? Where are they? And I don't mean where are they helping. I mean, where are they trying to cast this political picture, make this image? Where are they? Is it that they really don't care? Is it that they don't think they have to? Have they not thought of it? This is weird. One other thing before we get to the sound bites. This Yahoo guy that got canned, David Chalian. I've been thinking about this. What actually happened here? Okay, this guy who teaches at Georgetown and has worked at ABC and has worked at PBS, Gwen Ifill, PBS put out this tweet. One mistake doesn't matter. This is the greatest guy political journalism's ever had working in it, or some such thing. Well, what did he do? He's yucking it up with his liberal buddies, saying what they always say. Oh, yeah, Republicans? They have no problems throwing a party when black people are drowning. So this one happened to be caught by an open mic. And we mention it. And Yahoo wastes no time. And they fire the guy. And I was thinking two things. Well, if you're going to fire this guy for saying this on an open mic, they say this as part of their news reporting all the time. This guy didn't say anything unique. How many of the rest of these liberal media types say that, in effect, in their news stories? At the AP, the Washington Post, the New York Times, on MSNBC. This guy didn't say anything that they don't say in their news reports. This guy said it outside of a news report. Well, the microphone was hot and there was a live feed. But they're acting like, oh, we can't tolerate this. This is standard operating procedure. What this guy said is the foundation for all of their reporting. Republicans don't care about black people. Republicans are laughing and applauding when black people die. That's every day. That's in every news story. So I think this guy ought to sue him. I think this guy ought to sue Yahoo for wrongful termination. He only said what they all say among themselves. And they all think it. I mean, everybody heard the guy say what he said, laughed about it. So he gets caught on a live mic. Do you realize if this guy had written something like that in a news story or attribute it, the way they do it is they go out and they find somebody to say it that is quotable. Man on the street. Oh, yeah, Republicans don't care about black people drowning. They'll be happy to throw a party. That's how they do it. But they do it. They get it in there. I mean, they don't speak it themselves or write it themselves, but they make up man on the street sources that they can quote in these stories. I think this guy's got a wrongful termination suit. Because this is what they all think and say. It's in their news reports, front to back, top to bottom, each and every day. Okay, look at verbal diarrhea. I've spoken through a period of time. I want to play Ryan Bites. I'm going to move at the top of the hour. I'm going to grab a phone call now, and we'll move the Paul Ryan sound bites to the top of the hour. We get back from that break. We're going to start in Boston. Ronnie, I'm glad you called. Welcome to the EIB Network. Hello.
I'm very glad I called too, Rush. Thank you very much for taking the call.
You bet.
I'm calling to ask you a question, and I'm going to tell you why I'm concerned about it. Are you concerned that illegal immigration has been treated like it doesn't even exist at the Republican National Convention? I don't think a single speaker has addressed what a Republican administration would do about illegal immigration and any solid leadership or answers. And I think that
one correction. Nikki Haley, and we've got her sound bites. I finally got these. She did 2 nights ago, made a big deal about it.
Oh, well, then I apologize. I missed that. But my point is that you can bet that the majority of speakers at the Democratic National Convention are going to address it directly. And I don't think you can talk about getting people back to work while ignoring the enormous drag that all of these illegals have on the economy, or being too afraid or unwilling to point out that through executive fiat, President Obama just flooded our already starving work market with 2 million more people that they now have to compete with for work. And I don't understand why it's so hard to just speak to a winning issue that the mythical.
Let me explain it to you in dwindling time. They're not bringing it up because it will generate charges of racism, which they don't want, which they're already dealing with. Number 2, they figure that the base, to whom this matters the most, is going to vote against Obama anyway, so they are taking the path of least resistance. It's a subject they think they can get away without mentioning. They do not believe that people like you, Ronnie, will decide not to vote because of this.
Well,
that's my wild guess on their thinking. That's... we'll have to wait and see. But you're not the first person to mention this to me.